Imagine driving down an American highway. The speed limit says 65. The next exit is 12 miles away. You stop for gas. The pump tells you 10 gallons. None of this feels strange to an American, but to most of the world, it does. Because almost every country on Earth measures distance, weight, and temperature the same way using the metric system. America doesn't. Miles instead of kilometers, pounds instead of kilograms, Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. It's one of those things Americans barely notice until they leave the country. So why does one of the most advanced nations on Earth still measure everyday life using a system most of the world abandoned generations ago? Here's the surprising part. America didn't just refuse to switch. It tried 4 separate times and failed every single time. This is the story of a pirate ship, a disbanded federal board, and a spacecraft that vanished into the atmosphere of Mars, all because of 2 numbers that didn't match. To understand why America never switched, you have to understand it never actually chose the system it uses. It inherited it. Before America existed, Britain slowly standardized units that had existed for centuries. A foot, roughly based on a person's foot. An inch on the width of a thumb. Not designed, just accumulated. When American colonists arrived, they brought those units with them. And in 1776, when the colonies declared independence, they kept them. Independence was political, not mathematical. Nobody redesigns how long a foot is in the middle of a revolution. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, something new was being born. During the French Revolution, scientists designed a completely different kind of system, one based not on a king's body, but on the Earth itself. 1 meter, 1/10,000,000th of the distance from the North Pole to the equator. Everything connected by clean powers of 10. It was rational. It was universal. It wasn't supposed to belong to France. It was supposed to belong to everyone. And astonishingly, America almost got there first. Thomas Jefferson, the man who'd already pushed America toward a decimal currency, dollars and cents, instead of Britain's confusing pounds and shillings, wanted to do the same thing with measurement. In 1793, France sent a physical metric standard across the Atlantic, carried by a scientist named Joseph Dombey. His ship was blown off course by a storm, then captured by pirates. Dombey died in captivity. The standard never arrived. It sounds like fiction. It isn't. And historians agree it quietly ended serious momentum toward metric for decades. America's next real chance came after the Civil War. By then, factories were expanding, railroads were connecting the country, and international trade was accelerating. Measurements stopped being a farmer's problem and became a national one. In 1866, Congress passed the Metric Act. For the first time, metric was officially recognized in the United States. It sounds like the moment America finally went metric. It wasn't. The law made metric legal. It never made it mandatory. Businesses could switch. Schools could teach it. Nobody had to. Put yourself in a business owner's shoes in 1866. Your customers understand feet and inches. Your workers understand pounds. Your machines are built around them. Why spend money converting when nothing forces you to and nothing rewards you for it? So most people did what people do when change is optional. They waited. In 1875, America went further, becoming one of the original signers of the Meter Convention, the international treaty that still governs the metric system today. On paper, America was a founding member of the global metric project. And yet a farmer still thought in acres. A builder still thought in feet. A family still measured summer heat in Fahrenheit. America built 2 measurement worlds, one for science and diplomacy, one for everyday life and for decades. That split simply worked well enough that nobody felt urgency to fix it. By the 1970s, the gap was getting harder to ignore. Britain was going metric. Canada was going metric. Australia was going metric. Nearly all of America's major trading partners had converted, leaving America as the industrial outlier, speaking a different measurement language. So in 1975, Congress made its most serious attempt. Yet the Metric Conversion Act, it created a United States Metric Board, tasked with gradually shifting the entire country toward metric. Over roughly a decade, it sounded reasonable, practical, achievable, but it had the exact same flaw as the law from a century earlier. Conversion was voluntary, no deadline, no requirement, no law saying every road sign had to change. And that created a classic problem: who goes first? If you're a manufacturer, do you spend millions retooling machinery while your competitors don't? If you're a construction company, do you retrain your workforce when your customers are still asking for a 2x4? If you're an ordinary American, why would you personally change when your speedometer, your oven, and your grocery store all still speak the old language? There was no obvious reward. The costs were immediate. The benefits were distant and abstract. Never a winning combination in politics. And the public simply wasn't demanding it. The 1970s had inflation, energy crises, political scandal. Nobody was marching for kilometers. So momentum quietly drained away. Some industries partially converted. Most didn't. In 1982, the Reagan administration disbanded the United States Metric Board entirely, calling the effort a waste of money. America's biggest, most organized attempt at going metric didn't end in a dramatic vote against it. It ended the way these things usually do, through thousands of small decisions to just not bother, a company that didn't replace its machines, a school that kept teaching the familiar units, a politician who decided it wasn't worth the fight. One decision didn't matter. Millions of them did. Just switch miles to kilometers. Sounds simple in one sentence. It wasn't simple in practice, because a measurement system isn't a set of numbers. It's an entire physical network built on top of those numbers. Take roads alone. A 55 miles per hour speed limit converts to roughly 88 kilometers per hour, an ugly number nobody wants on a sign, so you'd round to 90. But now you haven't just relabeled a sign, you've quietly changed the actual law. Multiply that across every speed limit, mile marker, and map in the country. Or take construction. American lumber, tools, and blueprints are all built around inches. A 2x4 isn't just wood, it's a piece of shared professional language millions of workers already know. Retooling that meant retraining an entire industry at once. And it only works if every supplier, contractor, and customer converts on the same timeline. Businesses ran a simple calculation, not is metric better, but what does switching cost us versus what does not switching cost us? For most companies, the honest answer was, keep the system your customers already know, and just produce metric versions for export when you need to. That's exactly what happened. Metric didn't replace the old system in America. It became a second language layered on top of the first. And every time two systems exist side by side, someone has to translate between them. Usually that translation is harmless. Sometimes it isn't. In 1999, NASA launched the Mars Climate Orbiter, a spacecraft designed to study the Martian atmosphere. Every part of the mission depended on precision. The trajectory, the angle of approach. Too high, and it misses the planet. Too low, and it burns up. Somewhere deep in the chain of calculations, one engineering team worked in newtons, the metric unit of force. Another team, at a contractor, had built its software using pound force, the imperial unit. The numbers looked reasonable. The software ran, the spacecraft kept flying. The units simply didn't match, and nobody caught it in time. On September 23, 1999, the orbiter reached Mars and flew too close, disintegrating in the atmosphere. A $327 million mission lost. Not from some exotic technical failure, from a basic human one, two systems speaking different measurement languages, with nobody translating correctly between them. It became the textbook case for why living with two systems isn't just quirky. It's genuinely risky. Here's the twist. Most people miss America isn't as non-metric as it looks. Every hospital in the country weighs you in kilograms and doses your medication in milligrams. Every scientist, including the ones at NASA, works in metric by default. The American military uses metric constantly to coordinate with international allies. And it's quietly baked into consumer life too. Soda comes in 2-liter bottles. Car engines are measured in liters. Nutrition labels list grams. Even the American inch is technically defined using the metric meter by international agreement, meaning the imperial system Americans use every day is secretly anchored to metric, whether anyone notices or not. So it's not accurate to say America rejected metric. It's more accurate to say America ended up running two systems at once. One for precision fields like science and medicine. One for everyday language like driving and cooking. And nobody was ever forced to fully choose. So why, after 250 years, hasn't America just finished the job? Part of it is money. Retooling roads, tools, factories, and materials remains enormous. And no politician wants to spend billions on something voters aren't asking for. But the deeper reason is that measurement isn't just math. It's language. A 6-foot-tall person doesn't calculate that number, they feel it. A 5-mile run, a 100-degree summer day, a 2x4, these aren't abstract units to Americans. They're memories. Nobody demands a fix for something that doesn't feel broken to them. There's a quieter thread of identity in it too. In a country founded on the idea of self-definition, keeping a system the rest of the world walked away from can feel less like stubbornness and more like just being America. That said, the outlier status isn't free. American manufacturers still build separate metric versions of products for export. Engineers and scientists trained in America still have to become fluent in metric to work internationally. And anywhere imperial and metric numbers meet without careful translation, the Mars climate orbiter risk never fully goes away. It's a trade-off the country has quietly made for 250 years. Keep the system everyone already knows and absorb the extra cost of being different. 4 attempts, 2 centuries, a pirate ship, a disbanded federal board, a spacecraft lost above Mars. America's relationship with the metric system was never really about math. It's about how hard it is to change something an entire country already knows how to use, even when the rest of the world moved on decades ago. So next time you hear someone say it's 90 degrees, or that something is 10 miles away, you'll know the real reason. It's not ignorance. It's 250 years of missed chances, quiet trade-offs, and a country that decided being different was worth the cost. Enjoyed the journey? Subscribe for more stories about America's history, culture, business, and the hidden reasons that shaped the nation. Every place has a story.